Hey everybody, so I wanted to do an updated walkthrough video of Chitty Bang so you can kind of see how things have changed. We've been full-time for 2 years. The first video I did was we were just in her for 4 months, so let's check out and see what's different. So we do have our diamond plate and purple heartwood steps. And let's get inside. It's kind of windy, so I'll get the door before it shuts on us. Alright, I have my dirty laundry in the captain's chair. And here is the bus. So I have all of our pictures up from our adventures on either side. If you've seen the first video, you'll notice quite a difference. I took away all of our handmade cushions that I did for the couch. And this is actually a king memory foam mattress covered with a bed sheet, which is easy to clean. It's really great for our lifestyle. And we have our cubby here for purses and shoes and all kinds of odds and ends. An end table. And my curtains actually have Reflectix inside of them to help insulate these old bus windows. And that really, really does help with the heat and the cold and all that stuff. And then we just have like regular pillows for the backrests. And there's Micho, our tiny house cat. We added some fruit baskets right here. We also added the air conditioner last October when we made it to Arizona. We definitely needed the AC, and it really, really helps. It really does make a difference. Makes it a lot more comfortable. Ryan handmade all of the cabinets. The only one we've had to fix was probably about 10 months into our journey was the trash can door. The hinges on the bottom, because it just kind of opens like this, which is great, saving space. They just kind of fell out the bottom just because of the way that we did the edges on the cabinets like this. So we redid it. That's actually cherry. Eventually we'll probably redo all the doors now that we know a little bit more about woodworking, but everything else is holding up really well. So come down here. And here is our fridge. It's a Norcold propane electric, and I've even run it on solar. I believe it's a 3-way. Yeah, it works really well. It's actually on propane right now. Has done a great job. My toaster oven I'm actually not using right now because it is we're on solar and that just pulls way too much. So I have my Atwood 3-burner stove. It's a oven as well, and it works fantastic. There is no vent needed, by the way, on that model. And then we have, of course, our LED light strips that I stuck up here. They're 2 years old and they've been doing really, really well. I haven't had any issues. So here's our coffee, bread, essential oil area. And this is actually our roommate's old Pergo wood flooring that we did for this, I call it classy corner, and some stone for our Dickinson propane furnace, which works really well. Hi! It's actually for a 40-foot boat, and if it's 40 degrees outside, it stays about 70 in here. So it works really, really well for our 40-foot bus. And we also have a propane sensor down here as well at every connection that's inside of the bus. And let's go check out the bathroom. Turn this light on. So the bathroom lights haven't done as well. These are waterproof lights. I originally had them on the ceiling, but they fell. So I stuck them on the shower curtain, so when I spread it out it works, but there, you can see they're dead right here. So I actually, 2 years later, I do need to buy some new waterproof lights, which is fine. My shower curtain just has like a magnet strip on it, so we can just do it on either side on the metal here. And then I'll kind of get in here. And I actually do have a blog on how we built this out, if you want to check it out. It has all the measurements and everything of how big everything is. This is an RV 550. Underneath that, the water heater. It's a propane tankless water heater. It works really well. The customer service is fantastic from Precision Temp. We have our Nature's Head compost toilet, which works really, really well. A friend of ours gave us this shoe organizer last summer, and it works great. We've used it so much. Everybody has enough room for everything. I keep my vinegar there to kind of help the smell from the compost toilet for the urine container. Sometimes that can smell, but vinegar really helps. Also, I've added these curtain rods. These are wooden ones. The tension ones kept breaking because this was just used so much. So I just kind of shoved this wooden stick here, and then we have the curtain blocking this off so we can watch a movie at night, and we just tuck it back in the utility room. I'll kind of give you a shot of this. So this is our house, all of our house breakers, and then this is all of our solar. And you can see we're charging, we're at 89% right now. We got down to probably about 60% at night. So this is all solar stuff. And then it also holds our pet food, our kitty litter, our brooms, and all that good stuff. And then we just keep this curtain over it to keep it nice looking. And that is Micho's box the kids made out of my crock pot box. He likes it a lot, so we just shoved it in the corner. And give you a view from this way. This is basically our primping mirror everybody uses, so it's very important to have a space where you can see what you look like. Alright, let me turn back this way. Oh, I also added a Q-tip holder and some cotton ball holders, and all I did was I got a hose clamp and then I just screwed it into the wood brace behind it. It works great, and we don't have to worry about things getting wet or anything from the shower, so that's really good. And here's the bunk room. And all the kids' stuff, homeschool stuff, linens, toilet paper, paper towels, all that stuff's up there. Here's my oldest bunk. She's kind of personalized it for herself. And then my youngest, where Mila is currently sleeping, her bunk is in here. And here's the master bedroom. We also have another curtain here. So the difference from my first video is we actually dropped the bed. The bed used to sit about this high. It was kind of uncomfortable, you know, whenever we wanted to have our private time. So and we weren't using we used to have 2 100-gallon water tanks underneath the bed. Now we took that out. We only used actually one of them, and we weren't boondocking as much as we thought. So we swapped it out for a 42-gallon RV water tank, freshwater tank. I cut a foam mattress for Mila's bed. It's a really big bed for her, and we have some storage under there. I have storage in my closet right here. You can kind of see it's a little messy. But I got all my clothes hanging, and then I have boxes for my other clothes. And here's the other side. There's Ryan's closet. And it's really great. I mean, we could probably minimize and even like take out some of the closet, like maybe half of it. Maybe later we'll do that. We also added a shelf here. We made a new shelf over here. We hung up the TV on the wall. We also added this hinged footboard. It's like to kind of put all of our wires and stuff. You can see my pillow here hiding all my wires. But everything is able to go down there. The kids' games can go under there for their Xbox and stuff, which is great. And now also we have better access to the emergency door. I'll show you what's out here. So I have my handle. And here's the back end right there. And we actually use the winch wire to hang clothes, which is great. I'm going to show you guys the back here in a second. And I'm going to turn around and you can kind of see what it looks like from here. So we have our towels hanging. These actually fold up to get out of the way when we don't need to use them. And this is what it looks like from the back. And we also, we have linoleum rolled out. We did that first and we built on top of it, which is great because if we do put water on the floor, we don't have to worry about it getting into the subfloor. Which is fantastic. And I mean, that's pretty much it. This is our tiny house. And we've actually, this last year has been a lot easier. We've made things a little bit easier to at least hook up at RV parks, and now we know a little bit more and it's not as stressful, and it's a lot more functional. So we've really been enjoying it this last year. I really hope you guys liked the tour. And we're going to go check out the outside tour now. So something I forgot to mention is that we have a RO filter underneath our sink. This is what it looks like. I'll also have links to this as well in the description below. So it is a 6-filter system. We got it on Amazon. This tells us how much water pressure is coming in and that sort of thing. This is a UV light that Ryan added as like a last blast, before it comes out of our RO faucet. And then this is actually a parts per million. So this, we have, what is that, a 7? No, it's 157 parts per million coming in, and only 9 parts per million coming out. So we have filtered a significant amount of sediment just in this last cycle. So this is actually really low, and when we were in the redwoods it was like 700, 600 parts per million. So it's actually changed a lot everywhere we go, everywhere we hook up. It's very different. So again, that's just another really great, a really great feature that we added. We actually added this about 6 months into our journey, and then the outside filters we added 6 months into the journey as well. But we originally started with just this white RO system. So we've definitely upgraded since being on the road, and I cannot stress enough how important it is. And to do that, we had to add an outlet under here for all of that. So this is just like a mess, but it also comes with this pressurized tank. So you have about, it says 5-gallon tank, but I think you only get like 2.5 or 3 gallons of water in it because it is pressurized. So whenever we're traveling, we actually have RO to drink on standby that we don't have to take out of our freshwater tank. So just something to think about, you know, whenever you're building your bus or adding to it for functionality. Okay, so here's the outside and some of the changes we did. Because we spent our first year actually in the Pacific Northwest, the paint got really chipped from all the moisture and everything. So this spring we actually repainted it. We took out the blue rub rail that we had. I added the crabshomestead.com. I also added the Chitty Bang on the front. I'm super proud of that. And then we didn't really even touch up the paint on the front. It was fine. And then I'm just going to kind of show you some of the outside. So we added a plug, and this actually will charge our bus batteries. So they're plugged in all the time. If we're parked somewhere for more than 3 days, they need to be charged or the bus won't start. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So these are actually holders for my doors. So we cut the bottom of the bus off, and we added some, this is 16 gauge cold rolled steel. Put it up. Okay, so it hooks just like that and it stays up. We have one on the other side, and then we added these basement boxes. We have they're actually, I don't know if you can see, they're welded to the frame. We did these little A-frame parts and just welded it on. We stick welded that to the chassis, and then these all hold tools and pumps and whatever knickknacks we need. We keep it down while we travel. We have a hole here and a hole here, and then we just stick a clevis pin in it, and it just locks it tight while we're traveling. So we have 2 more boxes right here as well. And I'm gonna take you here. This is the vent for the fridge, and it also has a vent on the top. This is the RV 550 water heater vent. We actually cut the hole too big, so we had to add a little bit of a spot. We riveted some steel to kind of help it mimic, but you know, it's not perfect, but we did the best we could. One of the new additions that we added was this awesome RV connector. So most RVs will have this. This is for your black and gray water. Since we don't have a black water system, we only need gray water. So while we're here, we can actually take this hose and you can water grass, but it's hooked up right here. This is just like a piece that comes off. And then this piece normally is what you would put on at an RV lot, and it would just go out to your septic line. That just funnels our laundry water is all that's doing right now. But if you look underneath, so we have all of this hanging, and that's our gray water tank. So that's where it'll be stored. But this all runs, all of our water lines are on the same side, our sink and our shower. So everything is just, it's easy, angled all the way down the bus to that tank and then out to this connector. And so yeah, so that works. And then we also have this Costaway washer. Whenever we're boondocking or somewhere we're on generator power like here, we can use it. This actually runs on solar as well. And this wasn't the intention, but we added another outlet here. I'm glad we did because it goes perfectly here. This was our old, when we had the two 100-gallon tanks, we used to fill it this way. So this is not in commission anymore. This is actually the new inlet for the 42-gallon tank I showed you inside. And kind of show you. This is really cheap plastic. I hate anything that says RV on it because it's so cheap. This is actually a quick disconnect right here, so it's easy for us to just pull it out and use the hose without having to unscrew anything. Oh, this is our drain. So this is a line that goes up to the gray water tank, so if we need to drain some of the water out or even just use it to wash our hands, we can. This is hard water stains. Oh, also we have stabilizer jacks. Somebody was actually, they threw these stands away. You use them to level your bus. You can see here, so we had them, we stacked them there. Someone threw them away at an RV park, and I think just because they looked bad. So we snagged them up, and they also were throwing away this gas can. We snagged it up too. It was faded. Some people are picky. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So right there, you can see we welded them to the frame. There's two more in the front, so it just keeps the bus from rocking. It is nice. So then we also did a 3-foot extension here on the bus. And then we added this deck. This is 5 feet. It closes up, and it's the same height as my cages here in the back. And the legs fold up and everything clamps together right here. So this is actually a propane cage. When we are boondocking and using the furnace and the stove and the refrigerator on propane, one bottle will last a week. But if we can not use the furnace, one bottle will last like 2 weeks running everything. And then Solar will run the rest of it. And also we do carry around this 3 filter system with a water softener. It definitely helps when you don't know where you're hooking up to in your full timing. You just don't know the quality of your water. You don't know if they're on a boil notice. You don't know all that stuff. So I will have the links to everything over here below in my Amazon. There'll be Amazon links to what all these things are. I believe one's a charcoal filter, the other one's a carbon filter, and I can't remember the other one, but they're all different microns to catch different elements. And then this all basically connects to our water source and then through up to the house. And then we also have a reverse osmosis system underneath the sink. And that also has a UV light, so the filters really help with that. That's the water we drink out of. And for anybody full timing, water quality is a definitely must. So definitely invest in that. I put all my gray water attachments in this pink tote. We use the winch that's right up here. Actually, will lift this up for us. It's pretty heavy. I want to say it's at least 100 pounds. It is steel, and we made it, so it's definitely tough. And then this here actually used to hold a light bar. We used to have a huge toolbox right here. We just offloaded that this last year to kind of give the bus a little bit of a break. So now it's just empty space. It's just a little deck. So, you know, we can come outside and put our chairs up here, which is really nice. Oh, we have a backup camera. It's just a camera that's on all the time. There's the control for the winch, down and up. And so we added this piece, because once we took the toolbox out, it was just like a big hole. So now we have that there. And let me take you to this side. So this is where, since if you remember on the inside, my utility closet, well, you plug right into the utility closet. There's my utility closet. So when we're at an RV park or using generator power, we just use our plug. And Ryan made this 30-foot cord. And you plug it in, and you got power. And so we also have, right here is my, we made this box. It actually holds all of our solar batteries. And here, I think I can, hold on a second. So there's our solar. Now this is a charger. We were parked somewhere where we had cover, so the solar could not get charged. So we put a trickle charger on the solar batteries to keep them maintained. And it plugs right there, and it's super convenient. I'm so glad Ryan added that. We have 2 more storage boxes here. And then this is the bus batteries, and we added a charging port here. So let me show you what it looks like when it's all plugged in. So see, it plugs into this trickle charger. See, they're fully charged, and then that just goes to the batteries. I have a video separate on YouTube, check it out, on battery charging. I also have another video on how we did the stabilizer jacks and stuff. So, but that is the outside of the bus. We also have this awesome light bar. We've actually had to use it quite a few times if we're pulling in somewhere late. But yeah, so that's it. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. Later, guys.